Salute and thank you, NERDSoul. Lay Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing in StreetGeek and NERDSoul. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's go. Look, we have a special guest in the building. I'm happy because I've been waiting a long time for this. But right over here, or here, I think over here.
I think
For you,
so.
it's over here. We have Jay Sherer, writer director extraordinaire. What's up?
Nothing much. It's good to be here. Yeah, we've talked about doing a show with one of my films for a long time, but No Vacancy was on the festival circuit, so I couldn't show it to you. But now we have Disclosure, which my head is in the way of the poster.
Yes,
you can watch that because it's just on YouTube. So, so it seems like we're gonna release No Vacancy in January, and it seems like I'm gonna release 2 short films as if I filmed them like back to back. But No Vacancy was filmed in like 2023, so it's been a while. But this one, Disclosure, was filmed this year. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun to talk about it and really fun to show you one of the films because we always talk about films, but you've never seen one of mine, you know.
Yes.
Besides probably the Star Wars one. Have you seen the Star Wars one?
Oh yeah, the Star. Yeah. But this
was a long time ago.
You know, this is all yours. So,
yeah.
Before we get into No Vacancy, since we're gonna watch it.
Well, we're gonna watch Disclosure. No Vacancy comes later.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Disclosure, not No Vacancy. No Vacancy.
Eventually, we'll get to that one too.
It's kind of behind. It's in waiting.
Yes,
but we're gonna watch Disclosure today, and you were talking about Disclosure a little bit on our review for Alien Earth.
Yes.
And how you filmed it and everything. So for people that don't know yet, give us a little insight into like the first idea of not No Vacancy, Disclosure, and why you did it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so the first idea was I had been listening to all of these podcasts about different experts in ufology or alien life forms and a lot of researchers. And some of the people, like I have like really good track records and they're really interesting. And then some other people have like really interesting different perspectives. So I'm listening to like hours upon hours of these podcasts just because I find them really fascinating. And then I had this short film that I wanted to film, but I don't have the budget that I had for No Vacancy.
Yeah.
And I also, my friend who was co-director and DP on No Vacancy, he has like, 2 or 3 decades worth of experience. He is very hard to get a hold of because he owns his own company that does camera accessory parts. And so I was like, well, I feel like I need to figure out how to make lower budget things and also make things that don't require his involvement because he's so busy, right? I love working with him and would work with him in a heartbeat, but there are some times where I got to be a little bit more flexible. Plus I'm in Northern Colorado now and he's in Southern California and I don't want to fly out to California every time I want to make a film.
Gotcha.
So I had this other short film ready to go, and Nathan Sheck, my co-writer of both No Vacancy and Disclosure, he's like a very technical sort of behind the scenes person. Like he doesn't want to do interviews. He's like just wants to be technical. He just wants to be like doing things for the film. And I was like, hey, what if you were to DP this film? He's never DP'd a film before, ever, right?
All right.
And he's like, yeah, I'll DP the film. I'm like, let's shoot it on iPhone. Well, you don't need to learn cameras from the ground up. Like just learn how to film on iPhone, and then we'll just do it from that perspective. And we started talking about doing this other film that's in the Disclosure universe, but not Disclosure. And I was like, this is still too much of a complex film. Like it's just there's too many things going on, and it's too expensive. So I was like, what if we work on another script that is just super, super duper simple in terms of how what we need to learn to film it and have it be good. And so that's where listening to all those podcasts came in, because I've been listening to all these podcasts. I'm like, all of these perspectives are really interesting. What if we did a film that was kind of like focused on these perspectives? And that's what Disclosure is. It's kind of like a film that's focused on all of those perspectives.
Okay. Well, guys, I hope y'all are ready. You're watching, you're sitting there, you're ready to check out Disclosure. It's also available on YouTube, so you can watch it without us interacting with it. You can check it out. The link is down below. But I'll pin it in the first comment. Cool. So with that said, whenever you're ready, Jay, going to drop
let's
it.
Do it. Let's do it. It's about just for everyone watching.
Also, this is like a regular watch along, so we're gonna be pausing and playing, and so you might want to watch the regular way. So you'd be like, hold on, pause it real quick.
Yeah. You can tell me to pause it at any time, and I will pause it.
Cool,
So let
cool.
me go ahead and add it to the stage here, and then let me make it full screen so that nobody has to look at the description. Okay, cool. You ready?
Yes,
All
let's
right,
do this.
here we go.
He already looked wrong.
Where would you like to start?
I propose we open with the little green men.
UFOs and the associated paranormal phenomena? I don't know, it's a very broad topic.
Are you a Catholic, miss?
I'm only here because the top brass sent me a nasty gram when I declined the first time. So you tell me.
I've tracked down information that many people find uncomfortable, but sometimes the truth is uncomfortable.
Wouldn't it be easier if you just point me in the right direction?
I mean, she did open up mad broad.
Pretend I don't know anything.
Right. Well, I think we have to conclude that the US government is lying to us.
What I know is classified.
How about the preponderance of evidence among witness testimony? Do you know how reliable witness testimony is? It isn't. So what do I know? I know that UFO experiencers are, to put it bluntly, unreliable.
Several species of extraterrestrial life forms have visited Earth. I possess documents alluding to 4 known species, but I believe there may be many more, quite possibly as many as a dozen.
All right, okay, pause it real quick.
All right.
All right, so this is a period piece, so that's
Mhm.
cool.
Yep.
This is a period piece.
Yep.
Also, I guess to start this, I want to ask you:
Yeah.
do you believe that there are aliens?
Do I believe that? So,
And I guess it's kind of like a twofold. I'll answer my end with like sort of like a twofold thing. But do you believe that there are aliens?
I think that there is a possibility that there are aliens, but I have a hard time. I have a hard time actually putting like a lot of faith in aliens. I think that like some of the perspectives that we hear expressed in this film, I think are really interesting because one of the characters in this film, her name is Dr. Sherer in the film, but she's based off of kind of an amalgamation of real life people, but one of the most accurate descriptions of her is Diana Pasulka, who's like a ufologist, UFO researcher. And she has like I think listening to her is like one of my favorite people to listen to. So I don't necessarily believe all of the things that she believes, but she thinks that that we have craft, that the US government has craft.
Okay.
She thinks that she's the one that says the US government's lying to us, right? That's the same character.
Yeah.
She also believes that there's a spiritual component to it, because you're going to hear that kind of expressed in this film as well. And so I kind of fall in like I'm kind of open to lots of different ideas. I'm not necessarily closed off and like, I'm like, no, it's definitely not that. I think we definitely are seeing military technology that we've never seen before. I think we are definitely seeing phenomena that we don't know what it is and can't label it as anything. And then, yeah, I think it could be aliens, but at the same time, it feels like we would have more concrete evidence if it were aliens. So I don't know. What is your take? Because I kind of I find myself being open to things, but not necessarily like investing belief in it.
When it comes to life out there, like something out there, it's out there, just believe kind of thing. Do I think that there are aliens or aliens could exist? Yes. Do I believe that aliens are as interested in us as like Hollywood
Mhm.
makes it seem?
Right.
Nah, I don't think
Right.
because that alien life would have to care about going interstellar because
Right.
there might be some say there's another sentient being out there. They have to care about going into the stars.
Right.
They might not. Then if they go into the stars, they have to be able to get to us. Where I mean,
Right.
do you know how far we are just from the moon?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Crazy.
it's called like if Solar was here, like it's called space because there's really no other word to describe it except like, do you know how far we are from just Venus? And that's the next planet, Venus
Yeah.
or Mars.
Mhm.
Super duper far. And we're
Mhm.
not even talking about getting all the way out to like dwarf planet. No, you still a planet. You still my boy Pluto. All right. So when I was coming up, you was a real planet. I'm not going to discount your planethood. But but, but they would have to want to go to the stars. Then
Right.
they would have to be able to get here. They would have to want to come here.
Mhm.
So let's say there's only one sentient, you know, species per galaxy. Do you know how far we are from the next galaxy?
Yeah.
Like so do I think that there's some other format? Yeah, space is super vast,
Yeah.
but also life doesn't have to look like us. Like
Mhm.
it could just be a planet of like, their version of like rabbits and
Right.
mice or something like that. And
Mhm.
so this idea that like it's Independence Day, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I love
Yeah. Yeah.
Independence Day, the
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna get that. I I don't think,
Yeah.
but they would have to. Then let's say they do have the ability to get here, get there, get everywhere. Would they even be interested in us? Like
Right.
they may come and be like, "That's all they got? All they got is McDonald's and Fridays." I'm good. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm at with it. Do I think that there is a form of life somewhere? Yes. And I mean, technically, you could say there's life on Mars since they found moss there.
Sure.
So you could say that's life because
Mhm.
it is.
Mhm.
But as far as like sort of humanoid,
Mhm.
Star Trek versions of life or
Mhm.
like Star Wars since Vision season 3 just dropped recently, I don't know. And if it is, I'm not sure they'd even be interested in us.
Yeah, and then you also have to ask, like, if they were going to be interested in us, because I think that the most like normal thing, like, why have human beings explored as much as we've explored? Usually, it's tied to like we need more resources, so we need to go across this ocean and see if there's
Gotcha.
any other
Yeah.
resources. So then the question would be also like, okay, well, what resources do we have that they would even want, right? And if they can fly, if they can traverse space in the kind of way that they can traverse space, don't they have some sort of advanced resources that we probably don't have on our planet of
Yeah,
some sort?
we would not be on their level.
Yeah.
If they could traverse space in the way that they would have to get here,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'd be like, why?
Yeah, exactly.
Could technically be a backwater planet.
Yeah. Totally.
And I know they use that in a lot of space stuff, but I mean, we would. I mean, we don't have light travel. We can barely get out of our atmosphere. Let's be for real. Look at all the SpaceX. I know people love Tesla. Look at all the SpaceX stuff that has exploded, and not been able to get nowhere. We
Mhm.
can't even. A bunch of billionaires can't even get the scuba dive. All right.
Yeah.
So like, so I don't know if they'd even be interested in us.
Totally. Yeah, totally. I think it's a very interesting question, and it's really fun to think about.
Mhm.
And there are some really compelling stories that people have, and I've listened to a lot of them, right? I've listened to like, oh, okay, like we saw this craft, or we saw this, or we encountered these beings, and I think there's some really, really cool
Yeah, because whenever
stories.
you look at these documentaries, like you do see some weird stuff, and you're like, okay,
100%.
that's not fake.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
there's a documentary on Netflix where they cover I want to say it's like in Pennsylvania, but anyway,
Hmm.
you can hear the officer talking to the weather tower guy. So it's not fake.
Right.
He's on the radio like, do you see this? Yes, I see this.
Yeah.
What is it? I don't know what it is. People are calling the station. What is it? Like, I'm following it. Okay,
Yep.
it disappeared. Like, so things have shown up. But I mean, you know, you got the military guy here. It's like,
Right.
oh, it's just a training exercise.
right. Exactly. So I think there's lots of things that, and I think that's what makes the storytelling aspect of telling a story in this environment really compelling. Because one, there's lots of conflict, because there's going to be a bunch of people watching this, and they're going to be going like, "Oh, these guys don't know what they're talking about." There's for sure aliens, and I totally believe in aliens, and I believe that they visited us. And you and I would say, like, and then what I would say to that person is, I mean, I don't know, but it's I'm fascinated to hear you talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that fascination, that curiosity, and then the conflict that comes from it's aliens, it's advanced military technology, it's spiritual forces. All of those things are, in my opinion, interesting from a storytelling perspective. Am I freezing, or am I freezing on your side?
All right, yeah, you're freezing on my side, but okay, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, you're back too, because you're
really
freezing on my side. So I'm not sure whose it is that's freezing.
Oh man,
it might be mine.
Look,
I don't know.
See, this is what happens when you talk about aliens.
They come after
This
you.
is what happens.
Exactly. All right, you want me to play it?
But yeah, all right, cool. Now that we got the baseline, we kind of believe, but we're not super duper sure.
Exactly.
All right, go ahead.
Exactly. All right, here we go.
I know a lot, but I'm more interested in what I don't know. Like who you are and how you got my number.
Do you believe in God?
Why don't we pronounce the K in knowledge?
What?
Because we haven't acknowledged it yet. Captain Hawkins used to tell me that joke every time I look the way you look right now.
Super helpful. I'm not getting anywhere.
Not yet.
We're running out of time.
Isn't that the human condition?
If you're trying to make me feel better, it's not working.
I've got bad news, Audrey.
What if you walked into the light?
It's always like this.
Send in the next one.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to need evidence. Details, please.
According to the people that I've interviewed, the trustworthy sources, not so much the kooky ones, the most compelling evidence I've found is in crash retrieval.
Evidence? There is none. And that's the problem, isn't it? I mean, Joe Schmo claims he's been abducted. Batty Betty says she saw a flying saucer. Sure. How was their eyesight? Were they drug tested? Hypnotized? Perhaps they were just paranoid schizophrenics. The point is, there is no hard evidence.
Here is a summary of my research.
Sir, your little crumpled up manila folder. We're not gonna accept that as evidence. I'm sorry. This is a little wrinkled up. What? Come on, man. You gotta become prepared.
You need at least something that's not looks like it's been through the dryer or something.
All right, cool. Go on, press play. Let's see what we got.
We'll keep going.
Here is a summary of my research, starting with Operation Overcast and Paperclip. At the close of World War II, the Nazis had exceptional avionics, rocketry, and other advanced propulsion concepts, including anti-gravity. What the U.S. did not get, the Soviets did. I've included related topics, remote viewing, crash retrieval, and a secret mind control project, MK Ultra. All all of these projects were inspired by Nazi scientists. So the question then becomes, how did the Germans make these technological leaps?
Don't go sticking your nose in where it don't belong, lady. What is this, some kind of congressional oversight bullshit? Well, it's a waste of time and money, especially mine. In case I haven't been clear, let me just say it again. It's classified. You do know what classified means, right?
They sparkled like topaz, and all 4 looked alike. Each was made to look like a wheel.
All right, cool.
Oh, there you're back.
Got me? All right.
All right. How far do I got to go back? Because I think it was still the other guy talking, right? It was still him?
Yeah. Still him.
Yeah. Okay. Had he passed the thing across the table?
Yeah, he just passed it across the table.
Okay, perfect.
Here is a summary of my research, starting with Operation Overcast and Paperclip. At the close of World War II, the Nazis had exceptional avionics, rocketry, and other advanced propulsion concepts, including anti-gravity. What the U.S. did not get, the Soviets did. I've included related topics, remote viewing, crash retrieval, and a secret mind control project, MK Ultra. All of these projects were inspired by Nazi scientists. So the question then becomes, how did the Germans make these technological leaps?
All right,
Don't go sticking your nose in where it don't belong.
That's a good place to, because right after he talked, that's a good place to pause. All right. Let's say he's right. Whenever you're clutching like a manila folder and it's all wrinkled up and like you're wearing that shirt and the hat, the hair is, you're not helping yourself be believed. Like, and I'm not saying like, oh, you gotta have a certain haircut, but I'm not saying that you have to have a certain haircut to be believed, but I'm also saying that there are haircuts that can make you not believable. There's some stuff that just okay. All right. So also don't throw a whole bunch of concepts at a person at the same time. This is not, okay. Am I with him on this? The government lies to us all the time. Like all the time. 100%. It always happens. Like we're always getting a book or some kind of report or some article that's like, oh yeah, remember back in like 99 when they told you this? Well, they were lying about that. So okay, you already got me. The government does lie.
Yeah.
But you're doing a lot, man. You're doing a lot right now. Just slow it down.
How come it's always this kind of profile too, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's always the same kind of profile where it's like, I'm going to throw all of these concepts at you. I'm going to throw all of this like knowledge I've collected at you. And yet it's kind of like, wait a minute, but like something doesn't seem like you definitely are rejecting the norms of society though. You know what I'm saying? Like they seem to go together.
Yeah. And it's almost like I'm not particularly against what you're saying, but you got to slow it down and you got to put it in it's got to look better than that manila folder. Maybe it's got to be better than a whole bunch of like unorganized papers. But let's see what the general has to say.
Okay, let's get into the general.
These technological leaps.
Don't go sticking your nose in where it don't belong, lady. What is this, some kind of congressional oversight bullshit? Well, it's a waste of time and money, especially mine. In case I haven't been clear, let me just say it again. It's classified. You do know what classified means, right?
They sparkled like topaz, and all 4 looked alike. Each was made to look like a wheel, intersecting a wheel. As they moved, they would go in any one of the 4 directions the creatures faced. Their rims were high and awesome, and all 4 rims were full of eyes all around. Does that sound familiar?
Who else are you meeting with?
No major world power, that includes the Vatican, has been forthcoming with disclosure. Why be vague?
Oh, roll credits.
Let me be anything but. Just because you went to college instead of getting a ring on your pretty little finger does not entitle you to information that I will not give to the President of the United States.
Okay, pause.
Why
it.
do any of us employ deception?
First, he told you. Also, to women of the world, I don't want to go down this gender war path, but I'm gonna say this: you can get a degree and a ring at the same time. It's just called balance. It's tons of women that go to college and find a mate, get married, no problem. Anyway, with that said, sir, when you have the guy with the crazy hair and he has a whole bunch of papers saying the government is lying, and then you stonewall and say that everything is classified, you're not helping. You're actually helping that guy out.
Yeah, you're helping that guy out a lot.
Because all he has to do is say, "See."
Yeah,
like, you're not helping him. Yeah, I mean, you're actually helping him out. You're not helping your case.
100%.
You make him more believable. You make me go over to the crazy hair.
Yeah.
And I'm bald. So you look, come on, man. But let's continue.
Okay, let's continue.
Give to the President of the United States.
Why do any of us employ deception? Because it benefits us to do so. We use deception to give ourselves an advantage. You look at nature. Deception is practically a tenet of biological evolution.
Is it?
Now ask yourself this. What benefit can be derived from this deception?
I have two theories.
Don't raise your eyebrow at me, sir.
They believe that disclosure could cause the thin fabric of society to tear. That every human might live under ever-present fear of an alien invasion. This could give way to anarchy. Traditional structures of power, influence, and control could all be uprooted, but the more likely reason, point number two, is the alien technologies that they have discovered provide them with a competitive advantage, money, power, perhaps even superior cognitive abilities.
Pause it real quick.
The Catholic Church has...
This goes similar to what I was saying about, whether aliens are even interested. Okay. In my opinion, if aliens that had come here already wanted to invade, they would have. Or unless your argument is to say that they already have infiltrated, they have come over, and we're living in what's the one with the lizard people, and they had it. It was in the 80s, and then he did a remake like in the 2000s. Oh man!
There was They Live. They Live was one of them.
Well, They Live was one. Morena Baccarin was in. Hold on, I'm about. Because she was in the first time I ever saw her. She was in it. She was in that show with.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The one. That, yeah.
V. It was V. Yeah.
And that was like, but it was in the 80s. It was called something else, right?
Oh, it was? I thought it was called V in the 80s too.
Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe I have it wrong.
But yeah, she was Anna and V. And then also Morris Chestnut was in that too. Shouts out to Morris Chestnut. All right. But yeah, I remember that because I remember, what is it? That the late, what's her name? Elizabeth Mitchell was in there too. So yeah. So V, unless you're going to throw the idea at us that right now we're living in a version of V / the Matrix where they already have taken over / Body Snatchers too, I guess, and they have already taken over, and we just don't know, and they're in the highest seats of power across nations, culture, race, whatever. So that is, but my thing would be if they were going to, they would have already done it. Unless another theory is they've tried, and due to the technological advancements we've gotten from one of their wreckage ships, we've been able to fend them off. And then there's this man on the wall that has been protecting us, similar to Nick Fury way back in, I think Original Sin was the storyline. So maybe, but you gotta give me something. You gotta give me
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Point to who they are, right? Tell me which ones are the aliens.
Yeah. Or like, slice somebody and show me the skin. Don't just be slicing people. But you gotta give it some. Yeah,
Yeah. X-rays first, and then we'll slice.
yeah. X-rays
Yeah.
first. But, all right, go ahead.
All right.
Cognitive abilities.
The Catholic Church has as many arms as a tangle of octopuses, and even more viewpoints. But we do believe in the paranormal. Yes? We see the demon-possessed. We hear the stories of miracles every day. Those who do not have a faith label these as ghosts and ghouls and goblins and aliens. But we know these beings. Extraterrestrials, indeed, but not from other planets. Scripture has given us names for these entities, as they were also created by our Heavenly Father.
Okay.
Maybe.
So pretty much people on the channel, unless you're brand new today, if you're brand new today and you made it this far, shouts out to you. You already know that I'm Christian. So the question is, are we lumping in extraterrestrial with paranormal?
Mhm.
Because I would say that those are two different distinct entities, but maybe I could be wrong. So what I mean is, if we're going to say the demonic, whether it's spirits or demon possessed or demons themselves, that is one bucket of paranormal, like ghosts and stuff. And then, or the spirit in general, whatever, spirit, evil, good or evil, is one bucket. And the extraterrestrial is its own bucket, because those aren't spirits, they're humanoid physical things, but they're just living, I don't know, living in Neptune or something. So I don't know if I would conflate those two. And for all my anime fans, Dan to Dan doesn't conflate those two either. There's aliens and then there's ghosts, or there's yokai. So I don't know. Would you conflate those two? Would you put those in the same bucket?
I think it really depends. I mean, it depends on what we're talking about, because like if you listen to like someone like, I brought up Diana Pasolka earlier, but Diana Pasolka would say, well, we have evidence of craft retrieval from craft that have crashed places, right? And that's how like you'll hear her say in a minute, but like that's how some of our aerospace industries have come up with advanced technologies that they've added to our planes that we fly in and things like that. I've also heard this character is based off a little bit off of a guy named Hugh Ross, who I've met before. And Hugh Ross was on a podcast, and Hugh Ross was the founder, I believe, at least he was the CEO for a long time, he's not anymore, of an organization called Reasons to Believe, which is a Christian organization. And he talks a lot about like, well, if we break this down, his viewpoint would be, if he expressed it, which Father Alvarez doesn't go this far in this movie, but Hugh Ross would say a lot of this stuff that people are experiencing, it could be demonic influence on their minds to make them see certain things. And then that would mean, okay, well then I had this experience, but they didn't actually have the exact experience that was extraterrestrial. It was spiritual in nature, but they didn't know the difference because they were deceived. Like that would be the argument, right? Which I, also the Christ follower, I think that there is very, very strong evidence for the existence of angels and demons. Because if you go into, I've had friends of mine, one of the board of directors of our nonprofit production company, he's not anymore because he was on our board for like a year or two. He did a podcast a couple years back where he interviewed exorcists, and like they play like the tracks of like, here's an exorcism that we did and stuff. It was an audio podcast. And it's like, well, I mean, that evidence is pretty compelling too, right? So it could be that there's both, like you were saying, like there could be, and you would conflate the two, or it could be that there's not one or the other. Again,
because I would say that both do and can exist, but I wouldn't put them together.
Right.
Like for instance, since I'm a Christian, I believe in the scripture. The scripture says there are they are demons, they are evil. So that exists. Believe that already.
Yep.
Now there's enough evidence to say, okay, there was something in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
No one's military is claiming it.
Right.
And it's moving in a way we've never seen a helicopter, a drone, a plane, F-16, nothing move ever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if it's not that, if it's not US, China, Russia, Mexico, Canada, Afghanistan, I don't know, Ghana, Libya, if it's none of them,
Mm-hmm.
then who is it?
Right.
So I
Yeah.
I just don't know if I put them in the same bucket. But
Yeah,
I
exactly.
thought of Alvarez. What else you got?
Perfect. I'm gonna keep rolling it.
Entities, as they were also created by our Heavenly Father.
Maybe they don't know the answer. Or maybe they don't want anybody else to know the answer.
Immediately after World War II, we found ourselves embroiled in the Cold War, a war we're very much still fighting 2 decades later. Imagine that you found advanced craft from another civilization while simultaneously operating under the existential threat of nuclear annihilation. It would make sense that you would keep those craft hidden, especially if you could reverse engineer them to use against your sworn enemies. So you give the specs to Lockheed, Northrop, General Electric, and other companies to manufacture weapons for you. For us. To me, it's completely logical.
Esther, have you detected any lies or deception?
Yeah.
What's to guarantee Lockheed, Boeing, all those people? What's to guarantee their loyalty in, at least if we're going to say this is like semi-real world.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So what's to guarantee Boeing's loyalty to the US government or the US people when their whole aim is to just make as much money as possible?
Mm-hmm.
So who's to say? And then if there's nothing to guarantee their loyalty and they give, say, XYZ technology to, I don't know, Germany or something like that, or Germany, Britain, France, Italy, whoever, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they give it to them, who's to say that they're a traitor? Because they're not a government entity. It's not their job to work for the US people. I mean, it's kind of proving that they do not work for the American people, but that's a whole nother, that's another podcast. It's a whole nother podcast. Staying on topic, what's to guarantee that those people, why would you even give them that type of access? Because if you're going to give them that type of access, then why turn around and tell me it's classified?
Yeah.
But
well,
I'll leave it on that one for now.
Well, I think it's interesting. It's a really good question because have you ever heard like the stories around Bob Lazar and Bob Lazar's experience at at S1 and Area 51? So Bob Lazar was a guy who is considered one of the more credible sources. There's been people that tried to discredit him, but he talks about going to S1, which is a particular area of Area 51, based on my understanding of what they're talking about. And he would be working on craft, and he said that there were about, I think he said that there's about a dozen craft. I don't know that there was a dozen at that location. I don't think he saw all dozen of them, but he was one of the people that went in and like touched the craft and like tried to figure out like how they worked, right?
Okay.
And his statement was that it was super compartmentalized, so that he didn't know who else was working on the craft. He didn't, and that was, I think, the theory behind that compartmentalization is to prevent what you're talking about, which is you wouldn't give over everything to everybody. You'd give over pieces to different people and be like, here, you can mess with this, but you can't have all of it, because if I give you all of it, then you have an advantage over me. And so I think that's a pretty interesting. I mean, we know that the government works in compartmentalized ways. I mean, even look at the reason 9/11 happened was because the FBI and CIA, or the FBI, NSA, I can't remember exactly who all was involved. they didn't give each other information that would have revealed like, hey, there's something coming, right? So this compartmentalization idea is not necessarily it tracks with what we've experienced with the federal government before in other circumstances. Let's put it that way. So I think that there's some interesting things there, but you're right. Like, unless the government has some sort of like, we're gonna leak information to Lockheed or we're gonna leak information to Boeing, what's the benefit to Boeing to not just be like, okay, thanks, now I'm going to go sell to China? The only thing I can think of is that the only other argument that I can think of is that the government could say to Boeing, like, hey, look, we have more stuff that we're just going to cut off the spigot if you work with our enemies or whatever, right? Even our allies, like, we're not going to do that because we have other stuff we could give you, but we're not going to give it to you if you do that. But to your point, like, they're not beholden to the U.S. government unless there's some kind of back end deal that we don't know about. You know what I mean?
True.
So,
but, all right, cool. And also to the government, I don't know why it's easy. Just have a weekly meeting with like FBI, NSA. Y'all come together about once a week and say, hey, this is what we got. This is what we see going on. And then that's it. It's not that hard. Like, hi, press play.
Logical.
Esther, have you detected any lies or deception?
One sec. Okay. Voice data analysis indicates no outright lies, but as you can probably tell, several interviewees are avoiding full transparency.
Maybe our intel was bad.
Or we're being duped.
There is that. Look, if there's been a leak or an epiphany, you'll uncover it.
And if it's too late?
That's why I'm here. You've got this, Audrey. I'll send in the cranky general.
What else?
Sneaky government Steve Jobs guy.
What do you think I'm gonna say? We're done here.
I think it's a combination of things. Some people are seeing advanced classified military aircraft. Others are seeing natural phenomena. I do think there's a spiritual component, but that's my personal opinion. And of course, others are just hallucinating. I do still think there's a compelling case to be made that we've been visited. That's what my research suggests.
Drug use, alcohol, mental disorders, weather balloons, frisbees. The list is long. There are no alien life forms.
Are you trying to convince
me
or
yourself? Is it possible God created other beings on other planets? Sure, it's possible. But this is a spiritual war, not a cosmic one.
I have done research into swamp gases, ball lightning, advanced military technologies, many other topics, but I find these explanations less than satisfactory. Of course, hoaxes and fabricated stories are common, but the data clearly points to UFOs and aliens.
Feynman said it better than I ever could. I think it's much more interesting to live not knowing than to have answers which might be wrong.
Thank you for your time.
I don't know who you are or who you work for. And yet, here I am talking to you about stuff that nobody is supposed to know about. Why don't you tell me why anyone in our profession would be vague?
Because the holes in stories get filled with useful misdirection?
And how am I supposed to fill the holes in this story?
What are you not telling me?
I think I've told you everything you need to know. Belief. It's a funny thing, right? You and I, we're free to believe anything we want to.
And you really believe it's more interesting to live not knowing?
Look up the Feynman quote. Comes in handy in our line of work.
Pause it. All right. Whenever someone stands up slowly from the table and touches it just with the fingertips, that's when you know they have power. Which leads me to this, another government thing. Yeah, because I mean, I just don't trust the government in general. But when y'all wonder why taxes are so high, and you're like, well, why are these taxes so high? And like, we still have potholes and stuff. It's to pay for this lady's salary. Now, technically, we don't know who this woman is. We don't know who quiet Steve Jobs is in the back either. But the government is paying them. That's why taxes are so high. They'd be like, oh, why taxes so high? We don't even know where the money going. We don't know if we can't get a new school. The fire department old, and the park is run down. But we still going up and up and up. Personal property tax, everything going up. Why? Because we got to pay this woman to go and ask people. They're going to lie to her anyway about different stuff. That's why.
That's 100%.
Stand up and straighten her jacket and put her fingers on the. That's why. Cut all that misuse. You don't need that. I need to get these potholes that's been on this street for the last 20 years.
Exactly.
It's just a little pavement. How much does it cost? Come on.
Right.
The military doesn't need that much money. If I'm driving a car that was from 2018, they can use the tanks from 2018. All right? There's nothing wrong with that. Exactly. Wear last year's boots. When I was in school, I had the same shoes for like 2 years straight. They'd be all right. But what's wrong with the last year's jet? They can't use last year's jet. Just use the old jet just for like a year or two. All right. And then when that jet gets old, then you can you don't need a brand new jet this year.
Yeah. Exactly.
Look, that's all I'm saying. But anyway, back to this.
Okay, back to it.
Almost filled up my bingo card. Aliens, remote viewing, angels and demons, craft retrieval.
Don't forget about the misogyny.
Wild time, the 60s.
What misogyny? What happened?
What's the verdict?
I don't remember that.
I don't know.
It was it's the general. When the general was telling her she should have gotten it because she went to college. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I mean, you can do both. Like,
yeah.
There's balance. You can do both.
That's right.
Like,
that's right.
Study, but then you find someone, a nice person, stay with them.
Yeah. Put
it's not going to hurt you.
That's right.
Aliens, remote viewing, angels and demons, craft retrieval.
Don't forget about the misogyny.
Wild time, the 60s. What's the verdict?
I don't know. Something doesn't feel right.
That's the time change. Time travel scrambles the brain a bit.
Oh, what?
But hey, we got what we needed, right? We're not on their radar. Let them go on blaming aliens. You hungry? You wouldn't believe how good Mickey D's in the 1960s is. It's a must. Come on, you're buying.
Good show, sir. Because when he said it's the 60s, I thought it was just like,
that Richard Feynman quote, the one Riker referenced, I need more info on that.
Coming right up. Full quote. I think it's much more interesting to live not knowing than to have answers which might be wrong. It's from an interview Dr. Feynman did for Horizon.
Horizon?
Science show on BBC Two. The interview was part of episode 9 of series 18.
Esther, when did that episode air?
Sorry, this can't be right.
When, Esther?
November 23rd, 1981. But, Audrey, how is that possible?
Shit.
Oh, good show, sir. I love it. We're the only people. We're the only people with time travel. Hold on, what?
What happened?
Hold on. Hold up, he has time travel too.
Yeah.
That's another thing. You can't just all right. If we do have time travel, which I don't know, even if we do have time travel, I don't think we know we would have time travel due to the way. It depends. Do you believe in the Avengers version of time travel, the Terminator version of time travel, the I can't remember the other movie, but what version of time? Because technically, depending on if you're thinking about like the Terminator version, technically you're living in its own broken time stream, and you'll never be able to go back to your regular time.
Yep.
So technically, we wouldn't know
Right.
we're in time travel because it would just start its own. But look,
Has its own multiverse.
it's gonna mess up your head. Don't.
100%.
This is dope.
100%.
I like that. I like that. Well written. I like how I like the end. I like that, and I like how he apparently called out 2 other time travelers as well. It was like, just check out the quote.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So,
I like that. I like it a lot. Guys, look, this guy right here, Jay, he knows what he's doing. I like this. I like this a lot.
We had a lot of fun making it. This was like a script where, because we knew we wanted to, we have our time travel book, Time Slingers, that we wrote like 10 years ago. Yeah. And so one of the things that people will talk about with alien disclosure is that they'll say, oh, like some people think that it's time travel. And since we had already written that time travel book, we have like a whole set of rules that we have come up with about like what time travel is, how does it work, how does it function. Yeah. So we were like, oh, okay, well, I was thinking to myself, I've listened to all these people talk about. So here's several of the things that are going on in my head are, one, I am actively listening to people talk about disclosure, and I'm listening to like dozens of hours of people be interviewed, right? So then I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. And then like this time travel thing comes up every once in a while. That's kind of interesting too. And I was like, well, will people, because I don't have enough budget to go like film at like 10 locations and like show Area 51 and then like show the Roswell incident. Like I don't have that kind of money. So like what if I get people who are in a warehouse being interviewed, and it seems like they're being interviewed for what they know about aliens. That's my kitchen table, by the way, that they're meeting at. It's my personal kitchen table. And it's all filmed at one location. That will save us a lot of money. It will make it a lot easier. That just means that everybody has to say really interesting things, or else viewers will tune out, right? So we have to have people saying really interesting things, which I had heard on podcasts. So I'm taking those and distilling them down. And then also, what if we come in with a twist at the end where it's like, oh, the whole time you're trying to figure out who knows what they're supposed to know, but the whole time it's all time travel from the beginning. So then it's like, oh, okay, cool. So that's why the idea all came together and was like, okay, I think we could probably film this. And we could probably film it on iPhone. We could probably keep it really simple and see what we come up with. So there you go.
Nice, man. Yeah, this is dope. So guys, hey, check out Jay Sherer, check out Disclosure, go and leave a comment over there and all that good stuff. Like, share it, all that good stuff. It's awesome. Another great conversation, of course. Is there anything we're supposed? Oh, we got Stranger Things coming. So Stranger Things is coming.
I can't
we're definitely going to talk about that. But
what did you think of the first? I know this is not part of this conversation, but what did you think of the first 5 minutes? Did you watch it?
I went to click on it, but then I got pulled away from some other stuff. So I actually did click on it, but then I had to press pause and I got busy and I didn't watch it. So I need to go watch the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, go watch it.
All I saw was them closing in on Castle Byers, and then I had to press pause. And I was like, huh, what's going on back there? And then,
Yeah.
I'm sure you that's watching, you understand. You press play and then you get caught up and you're like, oh yeah, I listened to half of that podcast.
What happens to me is I fall asleep. I watched Frankenstein on Friday when it came out, and because it's on Netflix right now, and I fell asleep. I liked it too. It's not that I don't like it. I just can't stay awake.
Man, and that's Del Toro. So I might have to check that out too. So yeah,
it's good. It's good.
Right, cool.
From what I saw about it, it was well done.
All right. Well, tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, so you can find me over at How Stories Work with Jay Sherer. It's where the movie is hosted. It's my YouTube channel. Most of what I do over there is I'm just trying to learn how to make better films, and so I try to break down other films that I really like to figure out how they film things. I recently had one. You would appreciate this, I think. You're a Dune fan, right? You're into
Yeah,
Dune.
yeah.
Yeah. I did one where I was breaking down. There's a Vanity Fair video where Denis Villeneuve talks about the Gom Jabbar scene where he has to go in front of the Bene Gesserit like leader, and she puts the needle up to his neck. Right.
Yeah.
And there's this one shot from a directorial perspective where you see his head and you see her face like this, right?
Mhm.
And then the camera movement goes from here to here as she puts the needle up to the side of his neck, and it's just like a really quick shot, but they have to like get the focus perfectly, because when when you had to pull focus to a closer up shot, so they're here and they go around his head to like the thing that I'm like, oh, that's gorgeous camera movement.
I wonder if they did that mechanically or if they did that by hand. I wonder.
Oh, it's a good question. I have a feeling it was on a dolly, and usually with the focus pull, there's just a person that's doing it. So
Yeah.
I have a feeling that that's
because
what
they
it
could probably
was
add
on
the
a
stop
dolly.
in there, so it turns it to the click, and then
Yeah, it's crazy. So I do stuff like that where I'm learning through osmosis of watching the thing and understanding like, oh, how did they do that, and then trying to figure that out. And I do that from a storytelling perspective and just a functional like directing perspective as well. So How Stories Work with Jay Sherer is where you can find all that stuff. Plus, you can find our films.
Cool.
Star Wars film we did almost 10 years ago now, and then this film that we did this last year.
All right, that's what's up. So, guys, of course, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. Until the next time that you have a close encounter with the third kind, we're just saying, peace.